Hi guys, it's Hans. I hope you had a good weekend and that you're off to a happy week. This is week 70 of the Channel on Monday series. And though I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do today, I just started looking around for some metal pieces and bits of embellishments that I could use on my spread. You can still see the eyelets from my last week spread peeking through, and I wanted to complete that metal look on this page. This is a Tim Holtz number 9. I'm flattening it down a bit so that it fits in my journal. And though I love tacky glue, it just won't work with this. So I had to go in with my matte accents from Ranger. As my breads are quite dimensional, I'm flattening them down and I'm going in with my tiny attacher to add even more metallic accents. These are Paper Artsy fresco finish acrylics. This is just a first background layer, so I'm very roughly getting the paint on my spread. Once it's dry, I can go in with my pen pastels. I'm playing with 3 or 4 different shades of green. You can find all the details of the colors on my blog, and I'm applying the pen pastel using a big soft tool sponge. Then I'm going in with some gray to highlight some parts of the page. And before I go in with the next color, I'm fixating my color using a fixative. So here I'm still blending and I haven't used the fixative yet. So this first layer has been fixated. Now I can go in with my second color, which in this case is orange. I just keep playing around with my colors until I get something that I like. The fun thing about pen pastels is that you can mix colors, which you can't do with any other pastels, but you can keep going back in. You won't get that ugly brown color you can get with other media. Adding a darker shade on the edges of my spread, and after fixating this again, I'm adding a bit of stamping. I just keep stamping until I don't have any ink left on my stamp. And again, this is my design cube by Stampatique. Adding a layer of Distress clear Crackle paint. And actually my layer turned out to be a bit too thin. I should have added a bit more paint to my spread to have more crackles. And I'm drying it quickly with the heat gun. Then I'm going back in with the pen pastels to accentuate the little cracks that I have. First I'm going in with orange. And then I'm going in first with the neutral grey tint and afterwards with the neutral grey extra dark to really make those cracks pop. This is golden fluid acrylic and it's the quinacridone nickel azo gold color. I'm applying just a tiny bit using my finger, and with a wet baby wipe and a dry piece of paper towel I'm taking the excess off. I just want it to be little tiny accents on my spread. And then going back in again with the pen pastels because I want that color to be the dominant color. So again, I'm adding some orange. And some gray. And some darker gray. No such thing as too much layers. Using a sanding grip, I'm bringing the metal back on top of everything. Well, at least just some accents of the metal. And as this sanding block is softer, I can even use it on my paper, which will distress the crackle paint a bit. Back with some fresco finish, and this is the honeydew one. I'm playing with a makeup sponge. I'm applying it over a dilution stencil. Then I'm adding some water to it to liquefy it, and then I can add some splatters to my spread. Now, as my fresco finish is applied on top of the crackle paint, I can take it back off just using a wet baby wipe. So I want to tone it down and to blend it with the background, so I'm softening it with my wet baby wipe. Getting out some modeling paste so that I can create 3 circles at the bottom of my spread. I'm only taking a tiny bit of modeling paste. Mostly what I see during my class is that people want to take too much of the modeling paste and then they have trouble getting it down in a nice way on their spread. Just take a little, take more if you need more, go back in the jar if you need more, but just don't overload your knife when you're doing this. And I left it to dry for quite some time before I went in with the pen pastel, because the modeling paste really had to be not only dry but also hard. So first I'm adding a layer of orange, still working with a soft tool. And then I'm adding some magenta at the edge of the circles. As you can see, I often reload my sponge in pastel. Then I'm blending the 2 colors. I'm only adding a tiny bit of orange, but I'm also, as you can see, very often cleaning my sponge to avoid having the magenta color all over the circle. Then I'm adding some more magenta again, now that it's blended. And using my orange sponge again, I'm blending it again. But I'm also adding a second kind of orange in between the 2 colors, in between the magenta and the brighter orange. I prepared some wording on the side, and now I can add some journaling too. I thought I wanted to leave it this way, so I already stamped my date stamp, but then I decided I wanted to add some more stamping in the circles. So I'm taking out black archival ink and 2 Stampedic stamps, and I'm adding some stamping inside the circles. I'm just using post-its to protect the rest of the spread, as I want the stamping only to be in the circles. Adding some more archival ink on the edges of the spread. And then I also wanted some black stains on my spread. So I'm placing a kind of mask on my circles and taking out my black fluid acrylic. I'm adding some splatters. But I don't want them to be too harsh, so before they're completely dry, I take the excess paint away. That's it for today. I hope you liked the video. See you back next week. Have a happy one. Ta-da!